Yo, beautiful people, what is going on, man? We are back with another week of the Respect the Game podcast. If you're new to this podcast, you probably thinking to yourself, what game are they talking about? Is it basketball? You're right. Is it football? You're right. Is it lacrosse? You'll probably be right in the future. We haven't got to lacrosse yet, but we're going to get there. Is it finances? Is that the game we're talking about? You're absolutely right. Is it fate? You're absolutely right. Is it just trying to make it through this world with all its obstacles? Is that the game we're talking about? You, my friend, are correct. So, without a doubt, welcome to the Respect the Game podcast. My name is Edward, named after a great man by my mama. That great man would be my OG, my pops. Make sure, as always, stop what you're doing. And even if you came back and you already following me, do me another favor and tell somebody who not following me to follow me at Emax Stacks for all your up-to-date sports coverage, high school, college, and the pros. I'm giving it all to you. So, as always, I know I may be named after a great man, but on this particular podcast, I am Nathaniel with all my brothers who are also on this podcast. So, fellas, introduce yourself to the beautiful people.
Oh, come on, man. Steinhardt is charismatic, good excellence at its finest, giving you any and everything under the sun, man. Just get it.
Yo, this is Black Peace, host of Talkin Smoke also. You can find on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But you can also find Respect the Game podcast also. Yeah, man, give you that diverse, independent thought process that you never even thought existed out there. Let's go.
I am Coach Johnson. I am the husband of Jordan. I am the father of Harper and Deuce, and I am here to bring the controversy. I'm here to make you think outside the box and see the game in a new way.
Good evening, beautiful people. It is I, Sedacious Xavier Miles, the one and only. And on behalf of me and the brothers, I'd like to say thank you so much for tuning in and listening. And please continue to tune in and listen. We love you so much, and we thank you so much. And I'm going to do something that I never do this time around. I'm actually going to plug myself. So go follow me, Instagram, at International Live or at Sedacious. Also, you can go follow me at Twitter at Sedacious. Take it away, Edward.
Right on, man. Coach Johnson, you also have a Rooney Rule theory, and so feel free to open up the floor with that.
Yes. So we just had the NFL draft, and some teams got better, at least from my eyes and eyes of many people. Some teams didn't get better, right? And I would say if you look at the top 10 drafts from this past season, at least 4 of them were conducted by Black GMs. Okay. Andrew Berry of the Cleveland Browns, Chris Greer of the Miami Dolphins, Martin Mayhew of the Washington Football Team, and Brad Holmes of the Detroit Lions. Okay. Now, these GMs are in positions where they are controlling, hey, who's coming into the building, right? What are we doing in free agency? What are we doing in the draft? Who we're trading, all that stuff, right? My theory is that if these guys continue to have as much of a success as what I think they had on this past weekend, they will be effective enough to where the Rooney Rule will be, we won't have use for it, right? Especially because a lot of GMs are in, and some of them are in that position where they are able to make the hiring decisions for the head coaching jobs, right? And not every GM is like that, right? But many of them are, okay? And so if we're going off of what we've seen football do over the past few years, right? Sean McVay comes on the scene. Oh snap! Everybody, hey, I got to get my Sean McVay guy, right? Bam, right? The new thing now. Vic Fangio, Brandon Staley goes to the LA Rams. They have this dynamic defense, right? Now coaches are getting calls because they want that again. Okay. And so because, you know, and a lot of people in the NFL, it's a copycat league. Oh, snap. Hey, maybe some of these Negroes know how to pick. Okay? Right? So if our goal is to see Black folks at the top, if our goal is to see Black folks making decisions, if our goal is to see Black folks heading these organizations, right? Their success is a direct pipeline to us not having to worry about, hey, how many Black head coaches got hired?
Got interviewed.
Or well, they're going to get interviewed because of the Rooney Rule, but how many of those interviews are BS?
Well, yeah.
How many people, you know, hey, already, you know, I'm going to talk about my organization right now, the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? But we all know Shad Khan knew last year when he met with Urban Meyer at the Super Bowl that he knew he wanted Urban Meyer. That's no secret, right? Now, he got praised by, I forget what the council is, inside the NFL that works the Rooney Rule, right? That does the investigations. He got praised by them about how he went about, doing the Rooney Rule, right? He brought in Eric Bieniemy, he brought in Raheem Morris, right? He asked a lot of questions and all that stuff, right? So, and he does a lot of stuff with the Black News Network and stuff like that. So I do know, at least from his actions, what his heart has shown. But he knew he was going to hire Urban Meyer. That was a fact. Right, Raheem Morris and Eric Bieniemy were climbing up a mountain to try to get over Urban Meyer. Okay, that's a fact, right? When John Gruden got hired by the Raiders, they brought in T. Martin and somebody else. Some people, you know, who were never going to get.
They knew, but they knew.
You know what I'm saying? Because they knew that they were going to get John Gruden. If we have Black GMs that are in the seat that are able to make the decision, right? Like Chris Greer, when Brian Flores got hired, he was the only Black head coach that year to get hired. Chris Greer was the one who made that decision because he was in the seat. He knew, hey, I'm going to bring in the best, right? Hey, we can make the good old boy network work for us too now, okay? So, Edward, if during the podcast, you can just let this quote just sit on the screen. I just want to read this out and we can talk about it after I'm done. My experience is that there is something in human nature which always makes an individual recognize and reward merit, no matter under what color of skin merit is found. I have found too that it is the visible, the tangible, that goes a long ways in softening prejudices. The individual who can do something that the world wants done well, in the end, makes his way regardless of his race. That's from Booker T. Washington, 1903, Up from Slavery. Take it away, gentlemen.
Hey, this before y'all go,
I'm
sorry, I just want to say that this the Christian that we love to see right here. That other Christian that you be bringing on this hoe, we don't fuck with, of course. But this one right here is the Christian that I be wanting you to be, bro. Like, I'm tired of hearing you talking about what Black people need to start doing, bro. Like, we need to hear some motherfucking resolve. And this right here is what I'm talking about. Like, giving actual hope. I appreciate that. I ain't got nothing to say, Christian. Like, you preach to me, bro. I got it.
Gotcha. Sean Hart got words.
I don't know who said it, so I can't even give proper context to the author, but I think it went along the lines of, huh?
What I just read?
No.
Okay.
I think Edward knows where I'm going with this, but in the words of a wise man, you sound smart. To somebody who's dumb, brother. And I just feel like, I don't know if he threw you a fluff pillow there, but Edward, can I get an alley on this? Can I get an alley on this?
No, go ahead. Isaac, this is what the show is.
I know, but this is what I want.
Go
Let
ahead.
me walk down through this. Can I get a layman's term alley on this? Can I?
Okay, so Isaac, why does that quote really not mean much of anything? considering all that Christian said?
I mean, because though I do believe Booker T. Washington in the spirit in which he said it, right? But I think what it goes to undermine, and what I believe Christian is using it as in a debate such as today, I think he's using it, right, as he's done time and time again, right? He uses things that are relative and, you know, palatable for his argument to go forward in a good fashion, right? Though that quote, right? Because if you go against that, that's like a booby trap. You ain't from, you know what I mean? And that's not, come on, y'all know me on here. That's why I didn't even have to preface myself. Again, like, so with Sedacious giving him his kudos, I'm not going to, you know, quite do that just yet. Like, I just, again, I agree with the spirit in which Booker T. Washington said all of that, but at the same time, it ignores external factors of today, right? The different hurdles and different obstacles that we have present day, that though they aren't maybe as heinous and outright, you know, just derogatory just in nature as far as aesthetics in regards to what they had to deal with, you know, in overcoming, you know, the huge hurdle of slavery. Obstacles still, you know, exist. Again, it's something called institutionalized slavery now, that Mr. Booker T. Washington did not have to kind of, you know, deal with to the extent that we do now in the times that we have to deal with them now, if that makes any kind of sense. So I just think, you know, like I always say, right, everything with context. So again, you know, that's a beautiful quote that I feel like you led really good, Christian, and then it kind of, I don't know. Like I said, I agree with the quote. I just don't agree in the spirit in which you tried to kind of finagle and finesse it to kind of fit your one-sided view of
Isaac, do you agree with or share maybe a little bit of what he said prior to the quote? I'm just
agree
asking.
So I agree with, see, and again, I don't want to parse words, right? So like, I don't want to say that.
Hold on, bro. You breaking up.
Doesn't have validity to his arguments. My whole ignores other contexts and other aspects of the argument that kind of make you view it in a holistic sense, as opposed to I'm just gonna run real hard with my side and I'm gonna get some real actual facts to support what the fuck I'm saying, and then I'm gonna just like ignore it, you know, everything else that kind of doesn't fall into what, you know, I agree with personally and my values. But you know, I get it. That's like the nature of a debate, but like a good debater always acknowledges a valid point when he sees it. I just wish Christian would, you know, return to sentiment sometimes, but you know,
all right,
it's hard. It's fucked up.
If y'all will help me, I'm gonna make the counterpoint to the point that I'm making right now. Okay, so the point that I'm trying to make, right, is that when we excel, right, eventually we'll break down all the walls of prejudice. Okay, that's the point of the quote. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Now,
I believe that though. That's the point of it. I agree with.
Hold on. The counterpoint to that. Okay, Christian, we get it, right? You're going to use an example of, hey, there used to be an issue with black quarterbacks in the NFL. Okay, Warren Moon had to go to the Canadian League to come back, and you know all that, right? There was always an issue, right? Russ Limbaugh goes on ESPN and says stuff about Donovan McNabb, right? Black quarterbacks are only running quarterbacks. You know, they're only physical, right? They can't do it, this, that, and this. And now we look inside the league and everybody wants one, right? Deshaun is excelling. Russell is excelling. Patrick Mahomes is excelling. Lamar is excelling, right? And everybody wants one, and the walls of prejudice are turned down. But Christian, do you not realize what just happened to Justin Fields during the draft process? How many millions of dollars that he missed out because of racial prejudices amongst black quarterbacks? Do you not realize what happened?
And nobody ever.
Do you not realize what happened to Lamar Jackson in 2017? How many millions he made?
Oh, no. We're not gonna walk over that. No, we're not walking over that. We're not walking over that.
To the 32nd pick.
We're not walking over that. Justin Fields was not racially profiled. I don't believe that.
Well,
I haven't heard reports about him being profiled.
Neither do I. So, Christian, are you speaking like what when you say that? I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm just trying to keep gaining clarity as you talk. Like when you say that, are you saying that in a general consensus from what people, from what section of people?
I'm saying there's a section of people who will hear me and say, "Hey, Christian," but there's still stuff. Yes.
Okay.
We might be able to get somewhere, but until we handle the discrimination part, right? That's coming, that continues to come, right? We're never going to get where we want to go. You are only concerned about the development part, right? You look at discrimination versus the development narrative. You're only worried about the development part. If we develop ourselves to be so great, then we'll tear down all these things, right? And there's particular limitations to that. And so what people are saying, and what I think Isaac is alluding to is, hey, there's still issues, and you aren't talking about those issues. There's still issues that you aren't recognizing, right? And so I understand that side. I get that side, right? My point is the walls of prejudice fall down faster when we are excellent. These four brothers.
Everybody don't have the capacity to be excellent in the manner to which it would uplift them out of that situation, though, Christian. And that's where we kind of part ways. I feel like, not to cut you off.
I understand that. I understand that, Isaac. And I think that a lot of our energy, and time needs to be committed to trying to figure out how can we develop people to the point to where they can be excellent and not spend as much time on the discrimination part. So that's my stance on it. But what I'm saying is these four brothers, with how well they excelled and how you're going to see, hey, the Browns have a legitimate chance to be AFC North champions and compete for a Super Bowl this year. The Washington football team will be competitors. They may run that division again for the next few years. Watch out for the Detroit Lions. They're not going to be on the bottom of the NFC North like they used to be. They might make it to the playoffs and win a game because of the work that this black GM is doing. And watch out for the Dolphins because of the work that this black GM and black head coach is doing. And the league will be on notice, and we won't have to conspire to try to get guys jobs because they will now be in positions of leadership. And everyone's going to say, hey, you know what? I want one of those. And they're going to try to get them there, right? So that's the argument I'm trying to make.
Who's the quarterback for the Washington football team?
Who's the quarterback right now is Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I like Heineke.
They don't have that part put together, but man, they got a strong team though, bro. They got a strong everywhere else.
I like Heineke in the playoff game.
That's gonna take us down the rabbit hole. I don't want to do that to you.
Yeah. I know. I just came for the Cowboys. Yeah.
Hey, you did. I'm not gonna take your bait tonight.
Y'all need to watch out.
So I know. So I'm asking y'all to like educate me. I know. Ozzie Newsome. He helped the Ravens get their 2012 Super Bowl, and he was the general manager of Black GM. He was also the vice president of like player personnel when they got their 2000 their Super Bowl championship in 2000. Yeah, with Ray Lewis. So like, do y'all know of any other teams that have won the Super Bowl with black GMs other than Ozzie Newsome from the Ravens?
I personally don't know because until these past couple of years, I haven't really paid attention to.
Now that shit gonna be highlighted when that happens.
Hey, you know what? I think the Giants. With Aaron Ross. I think he was probably there for them.
I know y'all like big into like the defensive coordinators, the offensive coordinators. So like a guy that like I discovered just like through like researching and stuff that I really hear nobody talk about, even like you, Christian, is Pep Hamilton. He coached Andrew Luck. I believe he was like the passing game coordinator. Coach Andrew Luck his rookie season to the playoffs. He was the either passing game coach, quarterback coach for Justin Herbert this past season with the Chargers. He was also the quarterbacks coach for the 2007 Bears when they went to the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, now I don't know where his career is going to go because now he's with the Houston Texans. Pep Hamilton, he's a black quarterback coach, black offensive coordinator, passing game coordinator that I don't think a lot of people talk about, that has like the resume to get him in like a general manager position or overall coordinator position, or possibly work himself up to either general manager or a head coach. So if y'all listening out there, like pay close attention to Pep Hamilton. Right now he with the Houston Texans, but before that, like I said, he coached Andrew Luck to the Super Bowl his rookie season. Justin Herbert, offensive rookie of the year. He was the quarterback coach for Justin Herbert. He was also the QB coach for the 2007 Chicago Bears. So yeah, man. Yeah.
So he was offensive coordinator for the Michigan Wolverines for a few years, and then he was head coach in the XFL for Cardinal Jones's team, whichever team that was. I think it's actually here in Washington.
I want to say it was the DC Defenders, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. I think so. Pep has been around. Is he the coordinator down there in Texas?
Where?
Texas?
I don't know exactly what his job title is right now with the Texans. He's just, they got a lot going on. But
yeah. So I think Pep is well known in NFL circles. So as far as him getting his opportunity, I mean, as to be a coordinator, I'm not sure if he's not the coordinator right now with the Texans. I'm not sure when he'll get a shot, but he should get one.
And that'll be dope too. HBCU, Howard University. So shout out to Pep.
There we go.
All right. So from now on, from this moment forward, when we talking about football, you are to address each and every last one of us. And when you see Raphael Johnson out in passing, you are to also address him as an NFL draft expert. You can go back and check out our previous episode, our NFL draft edition, or you don't have to because we have the numbers on this episode too. So, ladies and gentlemen, to our new listeners, this time, or not even this time next year, from this moment on, we have proven time and time again in such a short sample size of not even 30 episodes yet. This is only episode 29, but we have proven that we know what we're talking about. We have proven that we do the research. We have proven that we give you both sides of whatever argument there is out there. And we told you, we haven't got our Cash Apps or our DMs hit up yet, but if you didn't bet on us, shame on you. So,
I'm not mistaken, we're respecting the game.
I was going to say the same shit.
That's what we do. We respect the game. It's not just a coin and term. Like, we live by that. We respect the game. So for the Respect the Game podcast, our first round mock draft, we had 6 players drafted correctly to the right team. We had 12 team need positions also drafted correctly. And we had 22 first rounders drafted in the first round correctly. We put our stats out there for everybody to see. We have yet to see anybody else's stats. All we seeing is grades. All of a sudden, nobody wants to show what their stats was or what their predictions was. Our stats are out there for y'all to see. All right, the proof is in the pudding. You can go check our resume. Look at our file. All right, it's right there for you to see. Again, 6 players drafted to the correct team on our mock draft. 12 position needs for respective teams in the first round drafted correctly, and we drafted 22 first round players correctly. Numbers don't lie, ladies and gentlemen.
We had 22?
No, 23. I'm sorry, 23 like Jordan. 23 first rounders drafted correctly.
Yeah, Christian got back.
Good look at that, Coach. Yes, good look at that. So yeah, man. Those are our stats for the first round NFL mock draft. We hope you betted on us. If you didn't, again, shame on you. But I mean, we can open up the floor. Whoever wants to go first, have at it. Like, how did y'all feel about the? Well, first, but no, I'm gonna go to you first, Sedacious. How pleased are you with your Cowboys in this past NFL draft?
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you're a Cowboy fan watching me, you're not gonna fuck with me because I don't ride that Cowboy wave that y'all ride. I don't fucking understand that shit. So,
ain't that called being a fan though?
I still need to see Dak coming back looking good, at least a little bit of a variation of himself. I need to see the cohesiveness of the defense, and I need to see them work well with the system before I just be like, oh, okay, y'all drafted a whole bunch of defensive players, and that shit's supposed to make us better. Like, nah. Like, and as Cowboy fans, like, right now, today is like, oh, yeah, we getting the Super Bowl. These niggas did what they were supposed to do. It's like, do you motherfuckers know how football works? Like, half these motherfuckers not finna see no PT. So I got to see them first, bro. So that's just how I feel. Yes, I'm proud of them for doing what they feel like they were supposed to do. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all they get from me. They didn't win the draft. You know, last year when we got CD, yeah, I probably felt that way. But nah. The niggas is making up right now. Fuck them right now.
They trying to regain the fans.
Yeah. Y'all took forever to pay Dak. I don't just trust y'all yet.
Yeah, so yeah, y'all had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A total of 11 picks that y'all had. Y'all first rounder was Micah Parsons, linebacker of Penn State.
I'm excited about that.
Then y'all got a cornerback, round 2, Kelvin Joseph from Kentucky.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, and so shit, 1, 2. Y'all only had 2 offensive.
Offensive lineman.
Yeah, y'all only had 2 offensive. Oh no, not even line. Well, yeah,
a receiver,
y'all had 3 offensive players total that y'all drafted. Is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like y'all draft, man. I really like the first 4 players y'all got. Now y'all have to figure out. Really, I like almost everybody y'all got except for this Nahshon Wright dude. I don't know what that was.
Is it cornerback?
Yeah.
I seen him.
I have no idea what that was. But
he like 6'1" or something, right?
He's 6'4". He and the other corner from South Carolina, Israel, Mukwamo. He well. But Nahshon Wright though, man, he's like real skinny, bro. So I don't know, man. He might get dropped.
We still got defensive backs too.
I love the Simi Fehoko pick. I've been talking about him. Edward knows I've been talking about him for a while. I think he might be.
I drafted him like first round.
That's a defensive end.
No, he's a wide receiver out of Stanford. I think he's electric, man.
Oh yeah, that boy he's good with contested catches.
If they give him a chance to develop, man, I think in a couple years, man, he might be able to show something. A couple years ago.
Hopefully, he can play for Amari Cooper.
Say it again.
Nothing.
I kind of like a few things that y'all did. Though. I like the defensive pick y'all got, at least for the first 3, 4.
I like the fact that it looked like we finna be a defensive team finally.
Yeah, it might take a couple years for all that to come together. I think Kelvin Joseph is pretty talented, especially in that particular defensive scheme.
I don't know, Isaac or Coach Johnson, y'all got something before I go? Because I think it's a good question. Revolved around the draft. All right. So for our correct picks, I was able to get the correct pick, Rashad Bateman to the Baltimore Ravens. Obviously, we all know Lamar Jackson. He needs to take.
And my defense,
You let
bro,
this man live. Jesus.
So they fucked up my draft. I ain't gonna lie to you. With that bullshit trade with Devontae Smith going did, you fucked my whole draft up. You did, because that shit ricocheted and caused a ripple effect.
It
No,
did, Isaac.
do
Like,
not
hey, he
shake
not.
your head. No.
Hey,
And
he
it
not
just
made
got back
that.
to normal when
Yo, Isaac, had he not
I've been
made
holding that
trade
in.
with Ralph, like we probably would have had, we would have like messed around and had like
Bro,
10,
we would
11,
have
bro.
damn near. I feel like we would have went like 25.
Yeah, bro. So all right, so Coach Johnson, right? I don't know.
I feel like
I don't know if you tweeted this or you said this on the phone or you texted it in the group chat. But I got you saying, yo, Lamar Jackson has no more excuses. They went out and they got him receivers, right? Now, dragging that statement all the way back to Sedacious' statement when he was talking about the Cowboys, and he was like, yo, I don't know. They got a lot of picks. I have to see what they're going to do before I get excited and before I feel like they did something, right? So how can we, and it may be too early to try to do this, but I'm gonna be adamant about this because like I really want us to like be consistent with how we go about grading and judging certain players, right? So they got Rashad Bateman. That was their very first pick. High priority. We need to get this Lamar Jackson some help. Then they got him another receiver, round 4, 131st pick. Tylan Wallace, wide receiver, Oklahoma State, right? So we got you 2 receivers, Lamar Jackson, right? Christian, you said he has no more excuses. What if just because they went out and got these receivers aren't a la number 1 receivers? Do we continue to give Lamar? So come on, is that not?
So,
Oh no, hold on. Let me finish it, Christian. Hold on. So what they went and got him receivers. All right, Lamar, you don't have no more excuses. What if it turns out these guys aren't quote unquote number 1 receivers? Does that give Lamar Jackson the blanket to say, well, you don't have number 1 receivers? It was like, but I thought he was out of excuses. So how do we properly evaluate this as the season comes up on us to say whether or not, yo, Lamar, you have help. That's not an excuse. You don't have any more excuses. How can we properly evaluate this?
Yeah. So the reason I made that statement is because of what I believe that Rashad Bateman is and can be, and what I believe Tylan Wallace is and can be. Go ahead.
Hold on, Christian. Try to like start over because you like static and real bad.
Can you hear me now? Check. Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
You good, bro?
Good. Okay. The reason I made that statement is because of what I believe that Rashad Bateman is and can be, and what I believe that Tylan Wallace is and can be. I think that Rashad Bateman is at least Keenan Allen. I think
that's high praise.
I think that he can be Devontae Adams. I have a very, very, very high view of who Rashad Bateman is. I think that he can rival the top 3 receiver picks in this year's draft. So that's why I said that. If he is Keenan Allen, which means that he will be open more often than not, right? Because he's going to know how to separate. Lamar Jackson will have open receivers. Well, at least have one open guy. But his ability to run routes the way that we saw in college, the way I think that he can do it in the NFL, along with Hollywood Brown developing even more, along with Duvernay having a second year. He can come along, and what I think that Tylan Wallace is, I have a high view of Tylan Wallace. He doesn't.
Damn, just fuck Sammy Watkins, huh?
He doesn't separate our
man. Disrespect. Man.
I have a high view of who Tylan Wallace is and what he can be. He hasn't necessarily learned how to separate yet, but at the catch point, this guy is a monster. He is a monster at the catch point and after the catch. This guy has desire. He doesn't have it all put together, but he has desire and he has physical ability. And I do believe that the Ravens organization can get those receivers to the place where Lamar can succeed, even with whatever deficiencies Greg Roman might have in his offense. So I'm not even going to straddle the fence at all tonight. If these guys are what I believe they are, Lamar has no more excuses, and I think we will see him excel this year.
So with that statement, are you saying if these guys turn out not to be who Christian thinks they are, that then therefore as a result, Lamar Jackson will be let off the hook?
Yes.
There will be an argument. I don't know if left off the hook, but there will be an argument.
Okay.
I wouldn't say left off the hook because I don't think, see, this is what I think. Edward, I think you're kind of right. I think his receivers will be better than Lamar Jackson can put the ball where they need it to be. So what will happen is we'll start, before we see Rashad Bateman that can't separate, Tylan Wallace can't make a catch, Duvernay not coming into his own, you know what I'm saying? Before we see that, we're going to see Lamar Jackson not be able to make a decision with the ball. So that's why, but yes, Edward, you have to wait. you have to wait. You can't know. Because yes, something keeps coming up. And we talked earlier, Christian, I don't know if you remember, we talked earlier about them having a really good running game now. So he has no excuse nowhere. And that defense is still kind of intact. So
yeah, the defense is still intact. I think they did draft another offensive lineman, and I think they might have a shot at getting Villanueva to replace Orlando Brown. But
they just got Orlando Brown.
No, they just traded him. They traded him to the Chiefs.
Oh yes, they did. Yes, they did. The Chiefs just got Orlando Brown.
Yeah. If their running game can get anywhere close to what it was in 2019, and their play action game can be very strong, I think the sky's the limit. I can't wait to see the battle between them and the Cleveland Browns. I think they are leaving the Steelers behind. I think that the Steelers are going to be, fighting, to make the playoffs. They're going to be a third place type team.
With the Bengals?
The Bengals.
Come on, he's not taking that Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase disrespect.
No, because the Bengals will have to beat out the Browns and the Ravens, and I don't see that happening for a minute. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think that the Bengals, they have other issues going on. I think there are organizational issues that even Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase won't be able to overcome. They have other issues there. I'm not totally confident in Zach Taylor as a head coach. I'm not totally confident in their front office and putting things around them. So their talent will be on display. Joe Burrow should have great numbers because he's going to have three very, very capable receivers out there on the field. I'm just not sure about the whole organization. But I am very much sure about the Ravens and the Browns. I can't call it who's going to win that division, but
that's going to be so fun.
I expect them to have that game that we saw on Monday night, that 42-46 game, or whatever. We're going to expect more like that. It's going to be more shootouts, more great classic games. It's going to be great, and I can't wait to see it. But I think that the receivers that they got, and it actually makes me feel a lot better about my evaluation of the players, because I hold Eric DeCosta, the GM of the Ravens, in high regard. So I think he knows how to judge talent, and those two guys going there, it's like, hey man, maybe I knew something, right? As well as them getting a I think you said his name, Odafe Owe, from the
linebacker.
The defensive end, edge guy out of Penn State. I really wish that the Jags got him at pick 25 because our DC just came from the Ravens. And in my evaluation of him, I was like, this is a Ravens guy. This is a Ravens edge defender. We need him in our defense. And lo and behold, the Ravens take him at 31. And so I was like, hey, well, at least I was, kind of vindicated. And them taking him in the first round. But I wish the Jags would have got him. So we're going to see, though, man. We're going to see. But I really think that Rashad Bateman is going to have, it's going to be very, we're going to see a lot of great things from these rookie receivers, I think. So I'm excited to see what Devontae Smith's going to do with the Eagles. I know Jamar Chase is going to tear it up. I'm excited to see what Jalen Waddle does. I'm not surprised that he went before Devontae Smith. And I hope that the Giants know how to use Kadarius Toney because I really wish that we would have got him. And so I could talk about this rookie receiving class a whole lot, though. I think there's a lot of talent there.
Yo, who's the cornerback that went before Patrick Surtain?
J.C. Horn.
Hey, that boy is a dog.
Yeah, I wish we got him.
He a dog. JC, he a dog.
He was the best cornerback in that draft.
Yes, he has some limitations right now as a zone coverage guy, but when he's manned up with somebody,
dog,
he gonna make him feel it. He gonna make him hear it. So he's there. So.
I have to pause you, my brother. I'm sorry.
Hey, why do y'all think Justin Fields lost, I guess, steam in the obviously, right? So those top three Jets, Niners, the Jags. I feel like after those top three, the rest of those picks was just a matter of hey, bro, sorry, but we don't need a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But why do y'all think he, I guess, lost steam? Maybe not against Trevor, but against Zach Wilson and Traylon. Why do y'all think he lost out in teams wanting him over those guys?
Man, to be honest with you, I really wish I knew, man. I'm not a quarterback aficionado, so I can't tell you about his release and his being able to disguise. I don't know, man. I can't really get in that. I just know that what I saw. I know the freak athlete. I know what we saw. I know I remember watching him on the Netflix special QB1 and thinking, man, this guy, I would love to have this guy on my team, right? So all the other stuff, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's stuff that came out in the media. I don't know if some teams knew something that we don't know. But for whatever reason, the rest of the NFL didn't see him as a guy that we have to get, to move up to go get. Other than, the Bears at 11. But as far as getting into the top 5 or the top 10, I have no idea, bro. We can speculate all day, but I just don't know.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I feel like it's the Peyton Manning shit. I say it all the time, bro. I talk about it all the time. And Christian, what you saying, you're not an aficionado. I like that you said that. Thank you, because I feel like those coaches know when they see it. You know what I'm saying? They know, oh, he's got it. He makes a decision in 1.2 seconds, and it's always a great fucking decision. He's kind of doing it. This nigga ain't doing it at all. All we see from this nigga is him playing football out here. We're looking for a field general, as close to a field general as possible. You know what I'm saying? We are looking for the next Patrick. And if you're not the next Patrick, we'll take the next Peyton, which is why you seen Trevor go, then you seen Zach go, yeah, and so on and so forth. And my thing was, I'm like, okay, this is finna tell me who they think is the better black quarterback. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to know. I'm sorry. I need to know, God damn it. I've been looking at both these niggas. They look the same. They both got a strong arm. They both throwing wide open passes. They both juking niggas and running through niggas. Who's better? And when San Fran got that 20-year-old, bro, I'm like, oh no, man, because I fucking like John Lynch's decisions, bro. And I'm like, they didn't go get Justin.
Yeah.
What does that say to me?
Yeah.
That says to me, bro, they didn't see Peyton. They didn't see Patrick. They didn't see Russell. You know, they didn't see Colin. They didn't even see Baker. So I'm like, oh.
Hey, I'm about to come back to Sedacious on the Patriots, but if you can answer it fairly quickly, Christian, with Trey Lance and obviously, you know, your boy Shanahan, like, what are you most sold on? Are you more sold on like the talent of Trey Lance, or are you more sold on what you feel like Kyle Shanahan can turn a Trey Lance into, or you're Christian, so I have to give you both sides of the fence, or are you sold on the fact that they get to combine and figure out what they can do?
I'm sold that any of the 5 quarterbacks had enough talent that Kyle Shanahan would make any of them a Hall of Famer.
Supreme.
There's some things I don't like that John Lynch does, but beyond that, I think that the 49ers organization and the way that it's run is they are an organization that wants to win.
That's all I was talking about.
An organization that is not full of chaos. And Kyle Shanahan is the greatest offensive mind in the sport right now. Unquestionable. Not sitting on any fence. Arguably the best in football ever. But as far as football right now, the best offensive mind. And I think that he will make Trey Lance's life so easy that we will look at him like, oh my gosh, this guy. The debate's gonna be, which is it? Is it Kyle or is it Trey? Is it the system or is it the player? You're gonna have those debates. The same ones we have between Tom and Bill and da-da-da-da. 10 years from now, you're gonna have those debates. And I'm fine with it because I'm always gonna say Kyle.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. To piggyback off that, man, that's what went into me saying. That's what went into me saying that San Fran picking Trey Lance, because you got a Shanahan picking his quarterback. Out of the 2 blacks, that's what I saw. I'm sorry, I don't know what y'all saw. You got Shanahan, the best offensive mind, picking his quarterback. So which one is he gonna go with, right? So that's when they picked him, and then they picked him over Mac Jones, and I was like, oh, they fuck with him. No, Kyle ready to do some crazy, tricky, fucked up shit with this little black nigga. And then I heard Mel Kiper say, they got their Josh Allen, and I'm pretty sure that Kyle Shanahan's going to be really excited about that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's it. Mel Kiper geeks. That's it. Yep. Clearly, Trey Lance got something that Justin Fields ain't got.
Yeah. Talking about, I want to see how that motivation is going to like feel him, because he was pissed off going at 13. But Sedacious, I feel like it's a fair question. I'm not even really trying to be messy about the question, but we know, as far as it relates to not just being a coach, but being the general manager, Bill Belichick, I'd rather get rid of you 2 seasons early than a season late, right? Even tried to do a Garoppolo, Tom Brady, so on and so forth. Bill Belichick gets his quarterback, or what was left of the quarterbacks, and Mac Jones. Obviously, you still have Cam Newton there. How do you see, is Cam Newton's job in jeopardy based off his play, or based off the fact that Bill Belichick just wants to go ahead and start new as he possibly start new as early as he can?
Yeah, both. Bill Belichick isn't afraid to insert Mac Jones. Well, because first I feel like Bill Belichick is going to make sure that he's ready, he's play ready, or if not, he'll take his first 2 or 3 weeks of the season to kind of get him to be a backup to Cam until he's ready. But no, Cam's job, I'm sorry, it's out of there. I'm sorry. Bill Belichick has a non-mobile quarterback. This nigga don't run to save his life. I mean, he will, of course. But to sit back in the pocket and make precision passes, and then Bill Belichick is a defensive guy. He wants someone who he can depend on when it comes to maintaining and taking control and taking care of the ball. Now, not right away. I don't feel like Mac Jones is ready to start right away. But like I said, eventually, bro, maybe before the season start and when they get them OTAs, you know, maybe we'll see some shit that we don't get to see, right? And then he'll make the decision. Or, you know, Bill will say, well, you know, we'll give Cam the first 2-3 weeks maybe and get your reps up and then we'll throw you in there. But as far as moving forward, man, I trust Bill Belichick with Mac Jones, man. I like Mac Jones. I'm sorry. I don't understand how you not fuck with an Alabama quarterback. I get it. He ain't really been in the battles like that, but to let that nigga go from Nick Saban to Bill Belichick, come on, y'all had to just want to stop that shit from happening some kind of way.
Not just Nick Saban to Bill Belichick.
Bose.
The second winningest high school coach in the history of American high school football, Corky Rogers at the Bowl School, then to Nick Saban, then to Bill Belichick. Outside of that, I think that Cam's job this year is not in jeopardy. I think that Cam is a good enough pro that he will hold Mac Jones off that day. I think that Cam is good enough to for the team to win this year. As far as them winning the division, I think the NFC East might be the toughest division in the league right now. The Bills are something there's something serious. The Dolphins are something serious. The Patriots are not backing down, and the Jets are coming up. So that division is going to
NFC East, bro.
Huh?
You said the NFC East.
My bad. I meant the AFC East.
Yeah. That's why you got to clap for me. We go hard still. We go hard still, America.
AFC East. The NFC East. You know, I like 2 teams out of there.
We don't need to know. Keep going. Keep talking. You said. You tried it.
Yeah. So as far as the AFC East, I mean, I think that Cam will be able to hold them off. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they win double-digit games with Cam starting at quarterback and then making a push for the playoffs and then making a push to win the division. So, but I think after this, I don't see Cam getting a second contract with the Patriots. I think that he'll play himself well enough to get another contract with another team the following year. Yeah. And the Patriots will be able to take advantage of the rookie contract that they have with Mac Jones. They have 2 rookie contracts, you know, because Cam's only making $5 million this year. So basically, you have 2 rookie contract quarterbacks on their roster. And, you know, they're going to extend that out with Mac Jones for the next, you know, few years afterwards. So it should be an exciting time to be a Patriots fan. I really like what they did in the draft as well.
Can you envision any scenario, Christian, where Trevor Lawrence doesn't have as smooth of a transition as he did in college into the NFL? Because that's not a far-fetched idea. Not to say it's going to happen, but I don't think that's a far-fetched idea.
Far-fetched idea. Give me a second. Let me pull up the.
I niggas love pulling up shit.
I just want to pull up this.
Bro, is he gonna be hot or not?
I just want to pull their opponents real quick. So let's say we play a team like the Patriots or the Rams or the Dolphins week 1, right? Or the Broncos, right? Let's say the Broncos come into Jacksonville week 1.
Oh man, the schedule's coming out like
on
12.
Let's say we play the Broncos and then the Dolphins, and then the Patriots. 1, 2, and 3, right? Those ridiculous defenses that have great defensive coordinators, great defensive minds. And they just put stuff out there that he can't combat, right? Maybe there's or if our tackles don't play well, stuff like that. He's getting under the rest. I think there's a small chance though.
Yeah, no, I mean, not even from the. I'm not even asking the question from the standpoint of like him not having all the pieces. I'm just saying like, what if he has like everything around him is as good as it needs to be for him to be successful, and it's like, bro, who the fuck did we draft?
That's not him. That's not gonna happen.
That's what I'm saying. That in order for us to see that, I think the rest of the situation would just have to be because everything that he's shown since high school is he's the guy. He's the guy. And so, for it to be a surprise that, oh snap, he's not it. The only way I see that happening is if he comes in week 1, faces Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick says, "Hey, Rook, it's gonna take some time, right?"
Yeah.
Right. Or Vic Fangio says, "Glad we got you week 1. We wouldn't want you week 17." Or Brian Flores comes in and says the same thing. Outside of that, man, I think that he'll be fine. I mean, I think that between Brian Schottenheimer and Darrell Bevel, I think they'll make things easy enough for him, and Urban Meyer and what he wants to do. I think they'll make things easy enough for him to put him in positions to win. And I think there's enough talent on the offense to make sure.
I'm so excited to see this nigga play. Like, I'm so excited, bro, because Texas fans is finna have an issue with me in Houston, bro. If they let Trevor Lawrence come in and start fucking their division like that. Like, the Texans been running that home. And they draft this one because that's how it's looking, man. I hate to say it. This boy, because we're talking about all these other quarterbacks. Like, Trevor Lawrence didn't get drafted number 1, and everybody just fucking knew that. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's talking about this shit no more. Like, we stopped talking about Trevor Lawrence like 3 weeks before the draft? Like, nobody's talking about him.
You already know, man.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Hey, all I know is that when I made my comment last year that Deshaun should have got traded to the Jags for the number 1 pick.
Right. Now they wishing it.
And everyone was like, "Oh, he's crazy." Da, 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 da. And I'm like, "You have Trevor."
No, because that's what it's looking like. It's looking like Houston need a Trevor Lawrence, and the Jaguars would have been aight with Deshaun Watson. Now, more than aight. They would have been better than aight.
Yeah, we would have definitely been aight, man.
Beautiful people, thank you for tuning in and listening. Remember, when you're talking about us, you make sure you refer to us as NFL Draft Expert Analyst. And make sure when you see Rafael De La Ghetto, our boy Rafael Johnson, out and about, strolling out in Chi-Town or wherever, Africa, Ralph likes to travel. You make sure you address him as an NFL Draft Expert as well. We'll see you beautiful people next week. As always, we do not take you listening and watching us for granted. So thank you for tuning in. Make sure you share this with a friend, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. This is the Respect the Game podcast. See you next week.